In the world of online viral video, it's often the negative and incendiary clips that get most of the clicks. However, ever so often, there will be an inspiring clip that goes viral that brings people to tears and causes a wholesome story to unfold in its wake. One such clip would be captured when a father and his son, named Jack Ryan, entered a grocery store back in 2018. Jack Ryan was a teenager with autism, limiting his ability to communicate in social settings. But that wouldn't stop an on-shift grocery employee from befriending Jack Ryan on this day. This employee would go out of his way, spending 30 minutes of his time showing the inquisitive young man how to stock the juice cooler. It was an act of pure kindness. The heartwarming act done by this employee, later identified as Jordan Taylor, would reach the internet, leading to an unbelievable outpouring of support for this young man around the world. Support that would change this grocery store employee's life forever. This is the story of Jack Ryan and Jordan Taylor's grocery store miracle. Before we get started, I want to give a big shout out to Surfshark VPN. Surfshark is a VPN app that not only protects your IP address from prying eyes, it prevents targeted advertisers and your internet service provider from monitoring your online activities. And one of the coolest things about Surfshark VPN is it allows you to pretty much change your server location to anywhere in the world. Now, why is this useful? Well, to put it simply, it allows you to gain access to region-blocked or firewalled websites that aren't available in your area. Let's say you want to watch a movie on a streaming app, but it's only available in the UK. Well, all you gotta do is switch your location from the United States, if you're me, to the UK, and bam, watch to your heart's content. You guys can get Surfshark 83% off with 4 additional months free by clicking my link in the description box and using code WAVY at checkout. Today's story takes place on July 29th of 2018 at the Rouse's grocery store located on Drusillus Lane in Batton Rouge, Louisiana. Of the many employees clocking in for their workday, one of these employees was 20-year-old Jordan Taylor. Jordan came from a working-class family. His mother also worked for a different Rouse's store and hoped that one day she would be able to send Jordan to college. Now, about halfway through Jordan's shift on this day, a father and his son would enter the dairy department. This was Sid Edwards and his 17-year-old son, Jack Ryan Edwards. As mentioned briefly in the introduction, Jack Ryan was an autistic child, and he had difficulty interpreting social cues. And according to his family, the grocery store was often a distressing place for Jack Ryan. And with that said, this is when we get to the magic moment that Jack Ryan's family calls a miracle. After entering the dairy department, Jack Ryan would approach Jordan as he is stocking the orange juice cooler. He begins watching Jordan intently as he carefully blocks the bottles, aligning them in neat uniform rows. Jordan eventually notices Jack's interest in what he's doing and turns to ask him if he wanted a bottle of orange juice from the case. Jack Ryan doesn't respond to the question, seemingly fixated on the orange juice case itself. Momentarily puzzled, Jordan soon realizes that it wasn't the orange juice bottles themselves that Jack Ryan was interested in. It was the task that he was performing. Jack Ryan wanted to emulate him. He wanted to be a worker and stock the shelves. So Jordan turns and asks Jack Ryan, "Hey, do you want to help me?" Jack Ryan, realizing that Jordan understood what he wanted, says, "Help me," as he motions towards the orange juice cooler. It was established. The two would be working together on stocking this cooler. So Jordan, in a soft tone, begins to verbally guide Jack Ryan, patiently showing him how to place the bottles with his hands. Eventually, Jack Ryan starts to get the hang of things and he blocks the orange juice by himself. He takes over as Jordan watches over him. For that moment, Jack Ryan was a bona fide Rouse's employee. For him, this was likely a monumental moment, and Jack Ryan's father couldn't believe what he was witnessing. He pulls out his camera and starts recording so he can show his family. The emotional weight of this scene can be felt through the screen.
Put another one. Put it. You're so good, man. I appreciate that. I'm watching a miracle in action. You know Jordan? I was watching Jordan style. We've been here 30 minutes.
Jordan would stock groceries alongside Jack Ryan for close to half an hour before the two parties went their separate ways. Jack Ryan left the store seemingly in good spirits, and his father touched by the kindness exemplified by Jordan. Jordan would continue his work for the day. He was certainly glad that he was able to help Jack Ryan, but at the time it's likely he underestimated the weight of his deed and how much it would mean to the Edwards family. But in due time, the Edwards family would make sure that Jordan Taylor knew how much this meant to them. Later in the day, Jack Ryan's father would share the video he recorded at Rouse's with Jack Ryan's sister. Her name is Delaney. Delaney was so moved by the video that she felt compelled to share the video to Facebook so that others could be inspired by Jordan's act of kindness. And to say that people were inspired would be an understatement. The video soon went viral on Facebook, with it getting over 1 million views in a matter of days, and scores of commenters poured in from around the world expressing their support. What an amazing young man to help, with the patience to allow this. Your mama must be proud, Jordan. People not familiar with autism have no idea how much this simple act of kindness can impact a person and their family. That young man looked completely at peace and happy. Only good things for you both. Jordan, such a kind and selfless act. I'm sure you made Jack's day and everyone else's who got to witness your blessing. You are a breath of fresh air, Jordan. Please, someone offer this amazing young man a college scholarship. The sentiment expressed by this last commenter was shared by many in this comment section. They wanted to repay Jordan for his kind deed that he perpetrated. If only there was some way for thousands of people to get together and raise money or do something special. I wonder where this is going. Well, Jack Ryan's sister Delaney would end up starting a GoFundMe with the goal of raising $100,000 so that Jordan could attend college. The campaign was called Send Jordan from Rouse's to School. This thing would go live around the time that the video was spreading on Facebook, and before you knew it, you had thousands of people coming to donate money. It was truly a beautiful sight to see. Now, what's Jordan's reaction to all the hubbub online regarding what he did? Well, Jordan couldn't believe he was getting this much praise for what he did. In his eyes, he was simply doing the right thing in the situation, showing empathy and compassion for an inquisitive teenager with autism. In the following days, Jack Ryan and his family would be accompanied by a news affiliate, and they went back to the Rouses to meet up with Jordan Taylor. When reporters asked Jordan Taylor why he did what he did, he tells them he was just being himself.
Taylor's mother, who also works at a different Rouse's, is who instilled the values in her son.
It's always help others when you can.
But Taylor didn't do it for the attention.
Never pictured all this would happen. I was just being me. That's it. I just want to help somebody else out, enjoy something.
As for Jack Ryan, around the time of the video going viral, it was reported that Rouse's had actually reached out to the family and offered him a position as a worker at the store. But eventually the offer would be respectfully declined by the family due to concerns with his ability to perform the work independently in such a socially demanding environment. Regardless, it was a kind gesture by Rouse's. By the middle of August, an unbelievable milestone in regard to Jordan's college fund was met. It exceeded its goal of $100,000, raising over $135,000 in total. Life-changing money for a working-class young man who now had the money he needed to get his college education and pursue his dream of becoming a teacher.
I'm watching a miracle in action. You know Jordan?
And good things kept coming for Jordan. In mid-August, it was revealed by Kieran Chawla of WFAB 9 News that Jordan was gifted a brand new 2017 Chevy Cruze by a local credit union who wanted to highlight his good character. And the most important development of all, in late August, it was reported that Jordan Taylor had been accepted to college and would be attending the fall semester. It would be revealed that Jordan Taylor had selected to attend Grambling State University, reportedly choosing to study childhood education. A new chapter in his life had begun thanks to a singular act of kindness committed back at that Rouse's grocery store.
You don't need words to say what's in your heart.
Last one.
This smile alone says it all, as Jack Ryan and Taylor stock shelves in the cooler.
All done. Good job. That's perfect.
Unfortunately, I'm unable to provide any recent updates on Jordan, as it seems he's decided to go private, likely focusing on school rather than being in the public limelight. A wise decision. However, that being said, I was able to get an update courtesy of Jack Ryan's sister Delaney, the woman responsible for the GoFundMe that changed Jordan's life. She had this to say: "Jordan and I still talk sometimes. We've been meaning to hang out with Jack, but haven't gotten around to it lately." She continues, Jordan is a really great person. Like, genuinely, I'm still amazed by him and that there are still young people that are that kind. I still can't believe that the GoFundMe got over $135,000, and I'm so elated for him. Every time I think about it, I can't wipe the grin off my face because he deserves it, all of it. He's so humble and gentle, and I truly hope the best for him. Jack, I call him Ziggy, is doing better lately and has actually been able to go back into the Rouse's store that he met Jordan in. For a while, that wasn't a possibility. I want to give a big thanks to Delaney for this comment, and hopefully Jack is able to tolerate Rouse's in the future. This story hit home for me on many levels, but as someone who has a close disabled family member, I can't tell you how much it means whenever someone goes out of their way to make that family member feel included in an activity. That small show of compassion goes a long way. More often than not, folks either just don't understand or appreciate the struggles of the disabled, leading many opting to avoid interaction entirely out of fear of an awkward encounter. In my late teens and early 20s, I worked at a grocery store just like Jordan did, and I know how easy it is on a busy Sunday to waive customer interaction for the possibility of blocking an aisle faster. But it's what you do under stressful circumstances that show your true character. Jordan Taylor did the right thing on July 29th of 2018. He included Jack Ryan Edwards, and for that, I and thousands of others online can't thank him enough. That, my friends, was the story of Jack and Jordan's grocery store miracle.
Never pictured all this would happen. I was just being me.
I'm watching a miracle in action. You know Jordan?
Well, I figured with it being the holidays, I might as well give you one last wholesome story before we wrap up the year. Let me know what you thought about this one down below in the comments section, and let me know who or what you want me to talk about next. I want to give a major shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys. Wavy Web Surf out. Peace.